Question number 1. In the accompanying diagram of parallelogram ABCD, diagonals A and DB intersect at E, A equal to 3x4, and E equal to x plus 12. What is the value of x?
Strong choice. 8 is the right answer. Question number 2. Angle 1 is 34, angle 2 is 58, angle 3 is 100. If this shape is a quadrilateral, what is the measure of the fourth angle? You chose 168 and it is correct. Question number 3. In the given figure, ABCD is a parallelogram. If B equal to 100 degree, then find the value of a plus C. Correct. 160 degree is the right answer. Question number 4. The diagonals of rectangle abcd intersect at E. A equal to x plus 4 and C equal to 3x 12. Find BD. Great job. 24 is the accurate answer. Question number 5. If JOS is a rhombus, JO equal to 3x5 and OS equal to 13 cm. What is the perimeter of JOS? Right again. 52 cm is a valid answer. Question number 6. A' is a quadrilateral with 2 sets of parallel sides and 4 right angles. Valid point. Rectangle is true. Question number 7. The shown quadrilateral is a rectangle. If AC is 10, what is the length of D? Smart pick. 5 is the correct choice. Question number 8. What is the length of D if DE, BC, and D and E are midpoints of AB and AC? Nicely done. 9 cm is a solid answer. Question number 9. If PONS is a rectangle, PN equal to 2x5 and OS equal to 17. Solve for the value of x. Right choice. 11 is the best answer. Question number 10. The sides of parallelogram ABCD are represented as shown. Find A. Well done. 24 is the right choice. Question number 11. Complete the attributes of a rectangle. Opposite sides are dash.
Good thinking. Parallel is the right answer. Question number 12. The area of a trapezium is 216 square centimeters. The length of its parallel sides are 14 cm and 22 cm. What is the distance between the parallel sides? You're right, 12 cm is the correct answer. Question number 13. Given trapezoid abcd with median, find if. Great thinking. 17 is the right choice. Question number 14. What is this shape? Bravo. Rhombus is the answer. Question number 15. Given rectangle def, if FD equal to 3x7 and EG equal to x plus 5, find EG. Exactly. 11 makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 16. FEJ is a quadrilateral. What is the measure of angle G? Smart move. 98 is an accurate answer. Question number 17. The figure Piers is a rhombus. What is the value of E? Perfect. 3 is the correct choice. Question number 18. In rhombus dogs, do equal to 2p plus 9 and dog equal to 3p6. Find Use. Well picked. 39 is the correct answer. Question number 19. What is the sum of a quadrilateral's interior angles? Excellent choice. 360 is the right answer. Question number 20. If the figure is a rectangle, the value of x is dash. Nice work. You chose 12, and it is correct. Question number 21. Give the most specific name for this quadrilateral. On track. Isosceles trapezoid is the correct answer. Question number 22. If U equal to 15 seb and E equal to 7 tamsim, what is the length I? Sharp thinking. 15 cm is the right choice. Question number 23. In parallelogram ABCD, find the measure of DA. Excellent. 24 is a brilliant choice.
Question number 24. Both squares and rhombuses have equal sides. Correct response. True is the most accurate answer. Question number 25. John collects polygon buttons. If he only wants quadrilaterals, which of the following buttons should John choose? Select all that apply. Solid response. Rhombus is a valid choice. Question number 26. The figure is a parallelogram. Solve for x. Clear logic. Your choice 1 is sound and 100% true. Question number 27. Kite ABCD is shown. If AC equal to 44, what is EC? You got it. Your choice 22 is right. Question number 28. Find the missing angle of the trapezoid. Nice selection. 115 is the correct and valid answer. Question number 29. What is the area of the given rhombus? Well reasoned. 70 is the correct choice. Question number 30. This quadrilateral is called a dash. Good job. Your answer square works well here. Question number 31. All the angles of a convex quadrilateral are equal. However, not all its sides are congruent. What type of quadrilateral is it? Nicely done. Rectangle is a solid answer. Question number 32. Kate built a garden box with 4 sides. It has 2 sets of parallel sides. Which of the following shapes could her garden not be? Bravo! Trapezoid is the answer. Question number 33. If pay equal to fix plus 5 and add equal to 10x 20, find BED. Excellent. 60 is a brilliant choice. Question number 34. 2 consecutive angles of a parallelogram measures, and 2 respectively. What is the measure of the smaller angle? Correct. 80 is the right answer. Question number 35. ABCD is a trapezium in which angle CD and AD equal to BC and angle A equal to 40 degree and AB is produced to point E. Then find angle BEC. Smart move. 140 degree is an accurate answer. Question number 36. Solve for x in the rectangle. Valid point. X equal to A is true. Question number 37. Is the family tree correct? You chose yes, and it is correct. Question number 38. If the angles of a quadrilateral are in the ratio 47.9, 10, the sum of measures of the smallest and the largest angles is? Great job. 168 is the accurate answer. Question number 39. BC is square. Finds. On track. 80 is the correct answer. Question number 40. If an angle of a parallelogram is 2/3 of its adjacent angle, the smallest angle of the parallelogram will be?
Correct response. 72 is the most accurate answer.
Question number 41. This quadrilateral is a parallelogram which has congruent sides and 4 right angles. Name the quadrilateral. Sharp thinking. Square is the right choice. Question number 42. If the angles B, C, and D of a quadrilateral ABCD, taken in order, are in the ratio 3:6 EP4, then ABCD is? Perfect. Trapezium is the correct choice. Question number 43. If one angle of a parallelogram is 75 degrees, then its other 3 angles will be 110, 75, and 110 degrees. You got it? Your choice false is right. Question number 44. The quadrilateral having all its sides as an equal and angles, which are equal to 90 degrees, it is called? Well reasoned. Square is the correct choice. Question number 45. What type of triangle is formed by joining the midpoints of all three sides of an equilateral triangle?
Smart pick. Equilateral is the correct choice.
Question number 46. A shape that has all of the attributes of a quadrilateral, parallelogram, rhombus, and rectangle is a...
Exactly. Square makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 47. A dash is a quadrilateral with 4 right angles and opposite sides that are parallel and congruent. Great thinking. Rectangle is the right choice. Question number 48. If in a parallelogram its diagonals bisect each other at right angles and are equal, then it is a...
Right choice. Square is the best answer. Question number 49. What quadrilaterals has 2 pairs of parallel lines, 4 sides have equal length, 4 right angles?
Well picked. Square is the correct answer. Question number 50. In a parallelogram ABCD, if angle DAB equal to 75 degree and angle DBC equal to 60 degree, then angle BDC equal to...
Right again. 45 degree is a valid answer.
Question number 51. A dash is a quadrilateral with 2 sets or parallel sides and 4 congruent sides. Nice work. You chose rhombus, and it is correct. Question number 52. The figure obtained by joining the midpoints of a quadrilateral taken in order is dash. Solid response. A parallelogram is a valid choice. Question number 53. Which 2 figures can always be described as quadrilaterals with all sides congruent? Good job. Your answer square and rhombus works well here. Question number 54. The quadrilateral formed by joining the midpoints of all 4 sides of a rectangle. You're right. Rhombus is the correct answer. Question number 55. Which of the following quadrilaterals has 4 right angles and 4 congruent sides? Nice selection. Square is the correct and valid answer. Question number 56. The angles of a quadrilateral are in a ratio 3, 4, 5, 6. Find the measure of angles. Clear logic. Your choice 60, 80, 100, 120 is sound and 100% true. Question number 57. Which quadrilateral is also considered a rhombus, rectangle, and parallelogram? Good thinking. Square is the right answer. Question number 58. Say true or false that the diagonals of a rectangles are equal and perpendicular. Strong choice. False is the right answer. Question number 59. In a quadrilateral ABCD, AB equal to BC and CD equal to DA, then the quadrilateral is dash. Well done. Kite is the right choice. Question number 60. Given square ABCD with diagonals if DB equal to 7x plus 1 and A equal to 2x plus 11, find AB.
Excellent choice. 25 is the right answer. Question number 61. A dash is a quadrilateral with 4 congruent sides and 4 right angles. Well reasoned. Square is the correct choice.
Question number 62. A quadrilateral with only one pair of opposite sides parallel is called?
Clear logic. Your choice trapezium is sound and 100% true.
Question number 63. The bisectors of any 2 adjacent angles of a parallelogram intersect at? You're right. 90 degrees is the correct answer. Question number 64. Which quadrilateral has all right angles and all sides the same length? Nice work. You chose square and it is correct.
Question number 65. Quadrilateral formed by joining the midpoints of quadrilateral is dash. Great thinking. Parallelogram is the right choice. Question number 66. Say true or false. The four angles of quadrilateral may be obtuse. On track. False is the correct answer. Question number 67. In a parallelogram, the sum of measures of any two consecutive angles. 180 is a solid answer.
Question number 68. If the diagonals of a parallelogram are perpendicular, then it is a...
Excellent. Rhombus is a brilliant choice.
Question number 69. In parallelogram appears p equal to 3x and is equal to 120. What is the value of x?
Correct response. 20 is the most accurate answer. Question number 70. A trapezoid is a quadrilateral with exactly one pair of dash sides. You chose parallel, and it is correct.
Question number 71. In parallelogram mask, if may equal to 20 seam, what is the measure of sides k?
Well done. 20 cm is the right choice. Question number 72. If a shape is a square, then it is also a rectangle and a rhombus. Valid point. True is true. Question number 73. Which of the following properties is true about parallelograms? Solid response. Opposite sides are parallel is a valid choice. Question number 74. A dash is always a rhombus, but a rhombus is not always a dash. Sharp thinking. Square is the right choice. Question number 75. The pair of two non-parallel sides in a trapezium are called. Smart move. Legs is an accurate answer. Question number 76. A diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent. Perfect. Triangle is the correct choice. Question number 77. The sum of the interior angles of all quadrilaterals is dash. Strong choice. 360 is the right answer. Question number 78. The shorter diagonal divides the kite into two dash triangles. Right again. Isosceles triangles is a valid answer. Question number 79. A dash is a quadrilateral with two sets of parallel sides. Well picked. Parallelogram is the correct answer. Question number 80. If a quadrilateral has four equal sides, then it is a square. Correct. False is the right answer. Question number 81. A dash is a polygon with four right angles and four equal sides. Great job. Square is the accurate answer. Question number 82. What are two attributes that we use to classify polygons? Nice selection. Sides and angles is the correct and valid answer. Question number 83. In a parallelogram, how would you describe the diagonals? Good job. Your answer? They bisect each other works well here. Question number 84. In a kite, two angles are equal where the dash sides meet. Right choice. Unequal is the best answer. Question number 85. In a parallelogram, the sum of two consecutive angles is. Smart pick. 180 is the correct choice.
Question number 86. Which quadrilateral has only one set of parallel sides?
Bravo. Trapezoid is the answer.
Question number 87. In parallelogram vase, what is the opposite of angle V? Exactly. Angle S makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 88. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal in measure. You got it? Your choice true is right. Question number 89. Which of the following is not a property of a rhombus? Excellent choice. 4 right angles is the right answer. Question number 90. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal in length. Good thinking. True is the right answer. Question number 91. Which quadrilateral cannot be called a parallelogram? On track. Trapezoid is the correct answer. Question number 92. Parallelogram has how many pairs of parallel sides? Well picked. 2 pairs is the correct answer.
Question number 93. The diagonals of dash does not bisect each other.
Sharp thinking. Trapezium is the right choice. Question number 94. The opposite angles of a parallelogram are dash. Right choice. Congruent is the best answer. Question number 95. In a parallelogram, consecutive angles are dash. Solid response. Supplementary is a valid choice. Question number 96. Which one is not a property of a parallelogram? Clear logic. Your choice diagonals congruent is sound and 100% true. Question number 97. Which of the following is not a parallelogram? Correct response. Trapezoid is the most accurate answer. Question number 98. The number of diagonals of a triangle is dash. Perfect. Zo is the correct choice. Question number 99. The consecutive angles of a parallelogram is. Good job. Your answer supplementary works well here. Question number 100. Which quadrilateral is not a parallelogram? You're right. Trapezoid is the correct answer. Question number 101. The legs of an isosceles trapezoid are dash. Bravo! Congruent is the answer. Question number 102. Which statement is true about trapezoids? Exactly. All trapezoids are quadrilaterals makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 103. How many sides does a quadrilateral have? Nice selection. 4 is the correct and valid answer. Question number 104. A rectangle is a parallelogram with dash. You got it. Your choice for right angles is right. Question number 105. A parallelogram with all angles 90 is a. Great job. Rectangle is the accurate answer. Question number 106. A rectangle can also be called a dash. Well reasoned. Parallelogram is the correct choice. Question number 107. A dash is any polygon that has 4 sides. Excellent choice. Quadrilateral is the right answer. Question number 108. Which figure is never a parallelogram? Great thinking. Triangle is the right choice. Question number 109. The diagonals of a parallelogram are. Good thinking. Bisect each other is the right answer. Question number 110. A dash is a polygon with 4 sides. Smart move. Quadrilateral is an accurate answer. Question number 111 has only one set of congruent sides. Well done. Isosceles trapezoid is the right choice. Question number 112. Diagonals are congruent in all dash. Excellent. Rectangles is a brilliant choice. Question number 113. The diagonals of a rectangle are. Nicely done. Congruent is a solid answer.
Question number 114. Each angle of the rectangle is...
Nice work. You chose equal to 90, and it is correct. Question number 115. A square is a special type of... Correct. All of the above is the right answer. Question number 116. The diagonals of a square are... Right again. Congruent and perpendicular is a valid answer. Question number 117. A rhombus is a parallelogram. Strong choice. Always is the right answer. Question number 118. A rhombus is always a square. Valid point. False is true. Question number 119. Yazıdabız and size are dash angles. You chose adjacent, and it is correct. Question number 120. Which statement is not true? Smart pick. All rectangles are squares is the correct choice. Question number 121. All squares are rectangles. Nicely done. True is a solid answer. Question number 122. A rhombus can be a square. Nice selection. False is the correct and valid answer. Question number 123. The diagonals of a rhombus. You chose bisect the opposite angles, and it is correct. Question number 124. Diagonals are congruent. Smart move. Isosceles trapezoid is an accurate answer. Question number 125. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format. Well done. Contact Narayan Changda on Facebook is the right choice.